hope you're all good. We are shooting this video at night, so I hope you've taken your supper. My name is Janestar Mugure, just in case you're a new member in the family. And if you have not subscribed, surely hit that red button. Of course, click the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. This channel is all about being the best people in whatever capacity God has put you in, be it being a better employee, a better colleague, a better friend, and most importantly, I advocate for being the best version for your own good. In today's video, I want us to talk about boundaries. Boundary is basically where we draw the line. It's the point we say you're not supposed to cross here. If you cross, there are consequences to face or someone is going to suffer. It gives you some freedom. Also, you're able to separate personal issues from work issues. So we'll talk about how to establish boundaries and which kind of boundaries you're supposed to enforce with your co-workers in a corporate setting. I'll give a brief story. Back in 2015, I was employed in an organization that only had 3 employees and the owner. So we didn't have clearly defined roles. We would do jobs equally. No one was specializing in a particular thing. So we didn't have boundaries. We would even call each other after 5. We would hang out together over the weekend. Yeah, and then I now shifted to a big company, a big corporate that has clearly defined boundaries, that has different departments. Each person has a unique role. And as a new person, I would frequently get calls from switchboard and then I answer. Sometimes calls not even meant for me. So a switchboard guy calls someone in finance, but because the person in finance can't pick a call, they redirect it to me, and because I'm new, I pick it. They call the next person who sits to me, the person who sits next to me, and he won't pick the call. So it's me to pick and tell him, so and so from switchboard is calling you. Then you tell me, no, let him email. I'm not going to answer a call. Has he sent me an email? So I didn't quite understand. Then at the end of the day, people will start working at 4:45. They are done with their job. But for me, I would stay up to 5:30, 6. At times, I would even come over the weekend. Then I would ask myself, am I the one who usually have more to do than other people, or what actually happens? So I asked this person who was sitting next to me, why is it that you don't pick calls from switchboard? And he told me, by the way, in this place, you got to have boundaries. They'll call you over anything. A customer will have a problem with the portal. You are not an IT person, but because you can randomly pick the call, they channel it to you. So you waste your time answering calls which are not sometimes yours to address. You want to do someone else's job. So you waste your time picking people's calls, explaining something on their phone, reaching out to people in other departments. Yet that is not your role. If this switchboard has talked to the customer and he has understood the problem, and the problem is directly supposed to be solved by you, then rate him or her right, because we have our TATs, and if you receive the email, you're expected to respond by this time. And again, why do you come to work on Saturday? Is it that you don't have something to do? Or do you think you really have more workload than the other people? Which was wrong, and that is how I now started creating boundaries. So let's discuss about the various boundaries we will set up and how we're supposed to set them. The first boundary that is very crucial is communication boundary. Teach people how they're supposed to communicate to you on official matters. Do not be the kind of a person who receives official documents on WhatsApp. First of all, it puts you at risk. You will share a customer's photo on your WhatsApp status, and maybe it was a private and confidential document. 2, it will be hard for you to trace that document in future. And number 3, WhatsApp is not official. WhatsApp is for memes. So why is someone sending you something on WhatsApp? If they can be able to share it on WhatsApp, it means they have a smartphone and they're also able to share it on Gmail or whatever kind of email you use. So let people know you don't receive official items on WhatsApp. Let them send to you on email. Further, we have some instructions which are given verbally. Maybe your boss tells you, you call him and he tells you, you request something and he tells you, all right, that one is approved. But it is not anywhere on record. Make a point of telling him, please, you will write it to me. Or if they do not write it to you and you've already spoke on phone, make sure when writing the email, you'll say, as per our conversation or as agreed, this and this has happened. If it is not in writing, it does not exist. So let people know clearly. They communicate to you on maybe a phone at your work. The telephone you use in your office is what they're supposed to call you during working hours. Unless it's absolutely necessary or there's an emergency, then that is when someone should reach out to you on your personal mobile phone. At the end of the day, you may receive 10 calls on your mobile phone, which are professional calls, and you receive 2 calls on your the office telephone. So if your boss was to rate you at the end of the day, we can't really know whether you are talking to your relatives on this mobile phone. So communicate to your customers and to every other people you serve that your communication is either on email, it is in writing, or if it's a call, it is a call on the phone, office extension. The second and most important boundary you're supposed to enforce is a time boundary. Most corporates have their employees work from 8 to 5 or 7 to 4 or 9 to 6. Then they have a 1 hour lunch time, maybe 1 to 2 or 12 to 1, like that. So let people know if you start working at 8, then they can't start nagging you on phone to sort them at 7:30. They will have to wait until 8 a.m. If after 5, nobody should be bothering you because you are not in the office, you've already left. Respect your working hours. If it's lunch hour, take your lunch break. Don't be the kind of a busybody who find themselves even not going for lunch, not because they don't have money, but because they are so busy. If it's time for lunch, you go for lunch. Everybody should know you can't find this person on her desk by this time. She's out, and you don't even pick calls of a lunch hour. If you make it a normality that people know you don't help outside working hours, you don't pick calls over the weekend. At night, you have told people, I prefer not picking calls at night because I'm with my family. If it's so an emergency, you just text. And don't be the kind of a person who is on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook after every 10 minutes. After every 30 minutes, you have your notification on. Yet at 5, you want to say, Masai Meisha, you are going home. No, respect your work, your boss's time. And do not start doing personal stuff during your working hours. Then when the time comes for you to go home, you now start rushing. If you do your personal job, then also compensate. Don't be a thief of time to your employer. Respect his time so that you are able to also expand your own goals. Have something you look forward to after 5 so that you are not caught off guard by workload after 5 p.m. If you have a specific activity to attend to, then it is less likely you are going to stay in the office late. Also, try to decline meetings that are outside working hours. Let people know I prefer having meetings from this time to this time, but past 7 or beyond 8, I'm not available because my morning is so fixed. Or you don't even have to over-explain because it's your right. You're supposed to work for a specific period of time. And if it goes outside that, unless it's overtime or once in a while when maybe workload is too much and you are called to assist, then respect your time. Don't overextend and don't start working before the required start working time. The third boundary that you're supposed to enforce as an employee is a physical boundary. Physical in terms of the space you work and physical in terms of your body. I wouldn't prefer hugging my colleagues of the opposite gender. So I prefer, let them know you prefer a handshake as compared to a hug. And also, in physical boundaries, don't be the kind of a lady who goes to drink with the men and then you start misbehaving, and of course you know what is likely to happen. Respect that part. Have that boundary where you know we can't go beyond this point with my colleagues. And you maybe put your earphones to avoid disrupting your coworkers. Put your space in a tidy way so that your things don't flow over to the other person, or the person sitting next to you, his face don't flow over to you. Let them know you like your space being neat. You like your space not being overcrowded. People will not start pushing desks to come to your place so that you can gossip. Have that small respect for your place and communicate it to your co-workers. Another way of enforcing a physical boundary is not getting surprise visits. I don't know whether you've ever experienced a friend or a relative telling you, oh, by the way, I'm here at your office. Can I come to see you over? Oh, you didn't tell me you were coming, so I can't leave my work right now. You should have had the courtesy of letting me know you're coming. You don't just surprise me. I think that one also happens even in our homes. You don't just get surprise visitors. If people want to visit you, they have to communicate. If you work in an office, you prefer people knocking or letting you know they are coming. They don't just ambush you in your office. They don't just come, even if the door is open, they don't just come and maybe disrupt you in the midst of a meeting. So people should communicate if they are coming over, and more so, relatives have that tendency of giving you surprises. You don't know my work schedule, so you can't just ambush me. I'll not come, and it is not disrespect, it is respecting my boundaries. The fourth boundary that you're supposed to enforce as an employee is emotional boundary. Separate your feelings from work. Do not engage in someone's bad mood. Also, serve customers with empathy, not based on your moods. If you feel happy, then you serve customers well. If you're not happy, you kindly solve your personal issues so that you are able to attend to your customers well, and also your productivity level is boosted. Usikuje na maish job. Leave that at home. If you have something going on, don't bring it to the work. Yeah, separate your emotional stuff from whatever you're doing at work. The fifth and final boundary that you're supposed to establish is a workload boundary. At times we find ourselves going beyond our job description. You may come in and help someone achieve something that is not what you're supposed to do, but let them know, I've helped you today, but tomorrow so and so should be able to assist you. Some people decide, no, but you are the one I want you to be, I want to be assisting me, but it's not my job, it's not adding any value to me, so I'll help you today. If you help me again tomorrow, I'll make it a habit that you're the one supposed to help me. It will no longer be a favor. So communicate to people whenever you are offering a service that is beyond your job description. More so, some people want to take advantage. They will not do their job because they know if you reach out to XYZ, she's just going to sort you out. So even if you have too much work in your docket, you can give some to her. She will be able to assist even if that is not what she does. Yeah, so separate, have those boundaries of workload. Only do what you're supposed to do. If you have to help once, and communicate that it is a favor so that next time you do not find yourself doing it. The benefits derived from establishing boundaries are quite immense because number one, they save you a lot of time. You're not ambushed by work that you're not supposed to be doing. Number two, they give you freedom because if you finish your employer's work by the required time, you are able to pursue your own personal goals, and you have the freedom to do what matters to you after work. Because you also have other things that are as much as important as the work. Also, it gives you a better relationship with your colleagues because they are able to know if Jane has to do this, then you have to do it by this time. If you don't, you'll not get any help from her. More so, you get respect. People respect people who have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, people are likely to take advantage of you. They will misuse you, and you will look like a people pleaser who can't stand on her own feet, who doesn't have her own rules. Yeah, so I've come to the end of this video. Let me know which other boundaries you think are important to enforce at the workplace, and the comment section. More so, kindly like the video, you share, and you subscribe if you haven't. So until next time, my people, adios. Of course, give this video a thumbs up. This channel is all about being the best. Sina nini? Sina how to handle common issues by the customers, because the problems customers experience, shit.